Hi, Everything Dinosaur here. Recently we posted up information about the first of the new for 2025 CollectA prehistoric animal models, the horned dinosaur for Chelicerae and the remarkable Eurypterid, Jaekelopterus. Now we've been sent some exclusive images of both models by CollectA. Our thanks to CollectA for doing this. And we've already shared some of the exclusive images of the horned dinosaur with you. But today we're going to take a closer look at Jaekelopterus, this remarkable arthropod. So, without any further ado, let's jump in. So here is one of those exclusive images sent to Everything Dinosaur by CollectA. Our thanks to CollectA for sending us these photographs. And what fantastic photos they are. We can see up close just how beautiful this figure is. For example, let's just take a look at that brilliant compound eye. Up close, it shows stunning detail. Perhaps not so many calcite lenses as the actual animal had, but it's a beautiful impression of the eye of this Euryptid. And I think these must also be simple eyes, the ocelli, and again that's been cleverly reconstructed in this CollectA figure. I'm intrigued by these green patches over the model, and they seem to be somewhat raised, and I suspect that's algae growing on the carapace of this animal. And if we look a bit closer at the figure itself, we can see just how much detail has gone in to the appendices. The Chelicerae look absolutely phenomenal. And I think, if I'm remembering my Jaekelopterus information properly, even the dentition, the points on those vicious looking claws, those pincers, they seem to have the appropriate markings, the same sort of points that we see in that famous 36 centimetre claw fossil, which gave scientists the idea that there was a giant Euryptid, bigger than a door. Quite a beautiful replica, and I love the idea of it having caught a pteraspidid fish, an early jawless fish. I don't know what species it is, but it has the sort of torpedo shape and the armoured head of that type of agnathan, that type of jawless fish. And again, if we look at this in anterior view, what an incredible model it is. One of the things that I wanted to show you was the underside of the figure. And again, I have to give credit to CollectA. Most of the pterygoid fossils that I've been aware of, they are absolutely crushed flat. They're pancaked. And to create a three-dimensional model from the fossil record must have been an incredible challenge for the design team. And if you look at the underside, it is quite beautifully made up. We have, I think, here, which is probably the vent, the anus, and then I suspect that this is the reproductive organ, and that heart-shaped piece of carapace is probably the metastoma. And here's the coxa with linking those enormous legs, the sixth appendage, which are probably the swimming legs. And this area here, just underneath this segment, and this one here, they seem slightly raised. And I suspect that's CollectA giving us a hint that underneath those segments of the body, that's where the bucklungs lay. That's the respiratory organ of this Euryptid. And this is a close-up of the mouth. And if you look carefully, you can actually see individual teeth in that mouth opening. These would have been the sort of supporting legs for this animal, 1, 2, 3. And these legs here are much smaller. probably helping to push food from the Chelicerae into the mouth opening. These legs here probably had no role in locomotion as this animal walked along the lake bed or the bed of the river or the estuary. These appendages, being much smaller, probably just push food into that beautifully sculpted jaw. And as we look at the mouth parts, we can see just how much detail has gone into this CollectA figure. The telson and pre-telson seem to be the right shape for the Jaekelopterus genus, and I guess this is rhenaniae because it's much bigger compared to the jawless fish in its pincers. If we take a look at the underside again, a ventral view of the figure, we can see there are no green spots. So that makes me think that the green spots associated with the dorsal side, the top of the animal, they do represent algae growing on this creature as it lurked at the bottom of a shallow river or an estuary waiting for its next meal. This image here gives us a wonderful view of that keeled telson. And if we look closely, most of the segments have got a strange sort of crosshatch marking on them. And if I zoom in, you can actually see that they are tiny scales. I believe some fossils from North America of pterygotids indicate that many of them had a scale-like appearance on their dorsal surface. So again, the dorsal surface has been sort of created based on other pterygotoid taxa, but it looks to be a very accurate representation of this type of Euryptid. I know many model collectors and fans of the Paleozoic have been keen to get hold of an Euryptid, especially something like Jaekelopterus. My congratulations to CollectA. If this prototype is anything to go by, this is a superb figure. So there you have it, a quick run through of the remarkable CollectA Deluxe 1:20 scale Jaekelopterus rhenaniae, possibly the largest arthropod known to science. Now, in terms of model measurements, we believe this figure is going to be about 16 centimeters long. But is it 1:20 scale? Well, that 16 centimeters we think includes an extended claw, a Chelicerae. So if we look at the actual body length from the telson to the tip of the head, then we think this model is around about 13 centimeters long. It represents, in 1:20 scale, an animal 2.6 meters in length, and that's what the fossil record shows. So well done, CollectA. As a 1:20 scale figure, we think it's on the money. Now, we hope that these two new animal models, the horned dinosaur, Ceratops, and this remarkable Eurypterid, will be in stock at Everything Dinosaur sometime in the spring of 2025. We don't know as yet when, but check out our social media posts such as Facebook and on Instagram for updates. And if you're interested in the CollectA range, I'll put a link to the CollectA Deluxe range, which is available on the Everything Dinosaur website. The link will be put in the video description down below. And I'll also put a link to the Age of Dinosaurs popular range too, so you can have a peruse and perhaps pick up a model or two. On that note, I'll say I hope this has been an informative video, and we look forward to talking about more new CollectA prehistoric animal models in the very near future, if I can say it. And on that note, I'll say thank you.